Hey garden guys and gals, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden, and today I'm coming to you in the rain. It has been nothing but cloudy and rainy here in the Chicago suburbs, Zone 5B, and so I am out here re-filming the intro of this video. You'll see me in a different outfit for the second half of this video because the first half, the sound was completely botched. So a quick costume change in the middle today. But what I'm going to be bringing you is how to plant sweet peas out into the garden after you've grown them on from seed, how I transition them into an actual garden bed. But first, before I do that, I wanted to give you a little sneak peek at my tulips. Now, because of the weather, like I just explained, I think everything's a little bit behind this year. So I do actually have more color showing now a little bit, but I'm not quite ready for a grand tulip tour. But I thought I would let you know where things are right now. So here we're in a front garden bed. The road is up there, the driveway's to the right, and I planted a drift of tulips through here in the center, just a bulk perennial mix. And like I said, it's starting to show some color now, but I'm really happy with the drift. I think it's really pretty through the middle of this big garden bed here. And once these daffodils die back a bit, you're going to be able to see all of them a lot better and more clearly, which I think will be really pretty. So very happy with that decision. I'll be doing the same thing next year with this drift. Now on the opposite side of the driveway, we're coming along slowly but surely. Again, I don't think they are quite as bountiful as they were last year. It was really a striking display, but I'm hoping a lot of these bulbs will color up and bloom soon here around this serviceberry tree. And one of the other things that happened was as I had the mulch laid out, I requested that they use hands around the tulips not to damage them, but that didn't really happen. And you can see that a lot of them are damaged at the base, which is a bummer. So I'll do things a little differently next year. And actually, look at these. Somebody has been eating. I saw 3 deer this morning. I wonder if they came through. Oh, somebody really had a nice little meal here. Holy smokes, I've got 12 of these. Somebody had a real nice feast. They just came right through this path all the way up into here. Oh, even back here is one too. Okay then. And that's actually the first time I've had something eat my bulbs. Or not necessarily the bulb, but the tulip head. So I guess I'm grateful it was just 12 and not the 1,000 that I put out here. And then on each side in the front here, there's a lot of yellow over on this side. Again, this was just a mix. I do have some specialty tulips on the outside, which are the Miranda tulips. I'll put the name of them on the screen. I think that's what some of these are. So we should get some nice color there soon. Opposite to that side, I'm not real happy with this side. It looks sparse to me. Here you can see a lot of the damaged leaves from when they were raking. You can see that one's just shredded. It just doesn't look clean. Oh, somebody ate over here too. Okay then. But anyways, I would like it to look fuller than this, but hopefully a lot more of them will bloom soon and give us some more color over here in this section. Then over here in the front of the first garden bed I showed you, I had some Kaufmannia tulips, and those are fading now. Those were the very first to come through, but they looked nice here. They're petite, but I gotta switch gears here quickly because you have to see this daffodil. Can you even? Gosh, she's pretty. So along with my tulip order this year, I did get some daffodils because I wanted some daffodils that were white with the peach or the pink inside. I didn't have any of those. Had a lot of yellows, had a lot of really just whites with yellow on the inside. I don't know the name of those varieties because I didn't plant them, but I got about 4 or 5 different varieties and put them in the garden, and they are so stunning. I will put the names and the pictures of what each of them are because I highly recommend them, but I'm so excited for those to naturalize. And if you're not sure what naturalize means, that means that a flower will continue to grow and add new growth each year around where you originally planted it. It's called naturalizing. And it's just a really beautiful natural look that gives you more of that flower throughout your garden bed without having to plant every year. Check this one out. Oh, they just send me to the moon. Now, quick tip, if I was harvesting these daffodils, I would want to harvest them about right here, which they call the gooseneck stage. When they're already open, they're obviously beautiful, but their base life will be substantially shorter. So if you want to harvest daffodils, try and harvest them when they're in this gooseneck stage. And I'll give you an up-close look at that. Here's a good look at this gooseneck stage. Okay, last little area I want to give you a preview of is my front door area and the pots that I have some tulips coming up in. Okay, coming up to the front door here. They are coming up this side. Again, I think got pretty nagged by the rakes from mulch spreading, especially toward the back here. But the front does get more sun and we do have more buds there. However, guys, look at the buds on this side. My heart cannot wait to see these beauties burst. Gosh, I think that's going to be such a striking show through here. And with these spring pots in the background and our portico, I'm just really thrilled that things are coming along. Now I just need the sun to progress things a little bit. And the varieties I planted there, I will link that video below. That was the planting tulips with a plan video if you are curious of what varieties those are and how I figured out what I wanted to plant where. Okay, first pot by the raised beds up front, I placed this one here. This is the Carnival de Nice. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this should look beautiful up here. I think that color should bounce really well with the black and the copper on the house. Really happy that one's so full. I love the pot that's in too. Okay, in this corner to get to the back gate where the rest of my raised beds are, I placed some pots in this assembly, if you will, and I'm happy with it. I think all the colors go well together. Those big blue planters are not completely planted up for spring yet, but the tulips that I have in here is, let's see, Compostela. That's it, Compostela. I think there were a couple that did not come up, but at least overall it looks pretty full right there. This one in the corner, the first one is a little sparse, but the Helmar Triumph tulip should come up in here. Then in this big one, we've got some big buds in there. I have a mix. Let's double check what the mix is. Temple of Beauty and Allison Bradley. Looking forward to those big blooms in the middle. And then lastly over here, smaller pot, but look at those big buds. Oh yeah. And this one is the Double Beauty of Appledorn. Oh, can you imagine that yellow with this pot? Not all of my tulips came to fruition. I had some critter problems. And then I had some that look like this. Half or next to none. Or little Lone Ranger that won't even come to fruition. Those are just a little better, but not too much better. So hoping that's a late tulip in there. It just goes to show you win some and you lose some. I did nothing different between all those, and I just moved those other pots out of this area that I just showed you. So hang in there if you've got results like I do. I'm still looking forward to what I do have working for me. And side note real quick, my gladiolas coming up in the crate. Looking good. So like I said, that's a little sneak peek of the tulips for you. When they are in their prime, I will give you a proper tour, but some of you might have been wondering. So that's where we're at, and a lot of those should come to full bloom with more sunshine, which hopefully it's looking like next week. So fingers crossed for that. Now, sweet peas, that's what we're going to put in the garden today that you'll see I did the other day, but I want to show you first. I did end up getting 2 of them planted in the front garden bed with the trellis, and that's right up here. So here is a simple black trellis that I got last year, and down at the bottom I was able to get those 2 bigger sweet peas in. So this is the finished product of that, and those should vine all the way up and look nice and pretty. Now let's take a look at the rest of the sweet pea planting process. Okay, here in the greenhouse I've got this tray and this tray that look good, and these 3, that one on there, that also look good. So I'm going to take these out and make sure I get some of these in the ground first. Today is May 2nd, so that's the day I'm getting these in the ground, which is probably about a half a month to a few weeks later than I ideally would have. It was pretty cold earlier, and then we left for vacation, and I just didn't get them in the ground. They probably would have gone in around April 15th, if I had to guess. I'll double check my date on my schedule, what it was, and put it on the screen, but we're a little late. But like I said, the weather hasn't been awesome, and it just is what it is, so I'm getting them in now. I did go through and pinch these about 2 or 3 weeks ago, so they have all been pinched, so I don't need to do that. I'm just going to put them straight into the ground. I've already got the biotone in those holes, so now ideally I would use a butter knife to get them out of the cell trays, but because I've got my whole getup on and don't want to drag dirt in the house, I'm just going to use another little tool that I have. So let's get these in the ground. And also this bed, a few weeks ago, I went in and top layered with land and seed compost. So that has already been stewing in here for a while. So there has been about 2 inches of compost put on this a few weeks ago. Okay, let's quickly cover varieties here. In this one, I've got Cupani's. Oh boy, Cupani's original sweet pea. That's a Renee's Garden one. This box, or this tray, was started on February 16th from seed. Next we have Heirloom Electric Blue, also a Renee's Garden. And that's what this one is too, back here. And then up here, Sweet Blue Ripple, which I believe is a Johnny's. Sweet Pea Blue Ripple. And this one is Sweet Pea Streamers, and that is chocolate streamers, actually. You can tell my writing's so great. These were started on 2/22, so February 22nd. And then this one and this one, I didn't tag, so I don't know. We'll see. Because they're bigger, I might plant these out into the front garden beds. We'll see. But these are coming along right back here. So let's get these in the ground. I'm going to use my biotone starter fertilizer. Just put a handful in each hole as I go, and I'm going to go about 6 to 8 inches apart back here along this trellis that they'll climb. And it worked really well last year, so I'm doing the same thing again. These guys were so ready to get out of their tray. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just going to ruffle them up a little bit. Okay, I ended up having enough of the Cupani to go all the way across here on the fence. So now I'm going to take the Heirloom Electric Blue and place it into this. It's the top of a trellis I bought last year. in over there, and I just started trellising those up on the little string that's on there, and now we're gonna water them all in. And that'll do it for this video. I am glad to get those in the ground. Please comment below and let me know if your sweet peas are in the ground, how they're doing. I would love to hear, and also how your tulips are coming along. If you're delayed like me, if you're in 5B or the Chicago area or near me, I get it. We gotta have patience, right? And I don't have very much. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet to follow along with all things garden here. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, happy planting.